I firmly believe that he will build something very, very special here at the University of Florida, and I'm very proud that he'll be our next head football coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Urban Meyer.
Hey Gator Nation, it's Coach Urban and Shelley, Meyer, and it's hard to imagine it's been 20 years since Jeremy Foley gave us a call in Salt Lake City, and we had an 8th grader, a 6th grader, and Nate was in kindergarten, and we moved across the country into uncharted waters, into the swamp, and we gave it a heck of a run.
When we moved to Gainesville, boy, were my eyes opened. I mean, SEC football, I had no idea about SEC football. I walked in there and my eyes were just like this.
36 years of marriage and the first lady of Florida football. When I think of Shelley, that's what I think of. She's a nut job, and right in the middle. She could have sat in a suite, but she much rather sit with the students. That is her.
I have to admit that I was a little, I felt kind of out of the water, you know, like a fish out of water, but settled right in. And still, Gainesville is one of my very favorite places. I love it there.
Nikki and Gigi, they consider Gainesville home. They went to high school at Buchholz. They had great volleyball careers. And then they used to call him Nate Dog to watch him go out and get the tee after kickoffs, and the Pouncies would be hollering at him. And that was one of my favorite moments, to look over and see Nate tackling a tackle dummy. And the first thing you do is start to put together a staff. And I brought with me Chuck Heater, I brought with me Dan Mullen, John Hevesy, Billy Gonzalez, and then I kept the guy that to this day is one of my dear friends, Charlie Strong, and we hired Greg Madison, brought Mickey Marotti. So I considered it the all-star staff. That's what my dream was. You know, I would later lose a bunch of them, become head coaches, but they, you know, a group of players like we recruited being coached by that all-star staff, there's a reason why we had the success that we did. I often get asked about my memories of my time with the Florida Gators, and I look back, and it's arguably the greatest players that have ever played. I'm biased, you know, some of the greatest players, but it's reality, I've ever played the game. You look back at 05, our quarterback was Chris Leak, in 06, and then a guy named Brandon Seiler became the alpha, the leader. And a group of players was blind faith. They didn't know me, I really didn't know them. But I made it clear that you know, they didn't choose me, but I chose them.
It's just the ultimate reward. The 06 National Championship is probably, I mean, I had a lot of special moments, but I have to say that was the most special moment, because we went there to win a national championship.
It is a spectacular night in the Valley of the Sun. We welcome you to the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona for the first ever Tostitos BCS National Championship game.
I usually don't lose my breath when I walk in the stadium. I did. First time I walked into, we played Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl.
And Leak out of the shotgun, throws, caught by Dallas Baker, touchdown Gators.
Of all the players, you know, I've had somebody I'm close to. Dallas is as close as I've been to any of them. He is to this day still a member of our family. You had Reggie Nelson and Jarvis Moss and Derek Harvey, Brandon Spikes. That came out, you know, that will forever be, I don't know, maybe the greatest middle linebacker that ever played. Tim Tebow, the left-handed freshman.
Tebow straight ahead, into the end zone, and the Gators have put this one on ice.
And then 08, arguably, and I'm very biased again, but arguably the best football team that's ever played college football. What's your memories? Number one is the amount of talent that was put together on those Gator teams. The second thing is the electricity in the swamp. I'll still remember when Jarvis Moss got that ring finger on the kick.
It is blocked! Moss again! Jarvis Moss again!
That's still the loudest stadium I've ever heard in my career.
A lot of emotions. And I've been back to a couple of games. Even when he wasn't there, I went back and went to a game with girlfriends. We always anticipated positively the weekends when they came for the games, and it didn't, you know, luckily we didn't lose too many times. It was pretty great. Really, my favorite part of our career was getting to know the players, having relationships with the players and treating them like our sons. And that was great for our kids to be around all those young men. And I know that they appreciate it. being brought into our family. And I loved that part of being in college coaching.
Gator Nation, on behalf of Shelley and I and the entire Meyer family, we are beyond grateful and appreciative to be welcomed back on November 22nd against our rival Tennessee. We look forward to seeing you, and again, a heartfelt thank you and appreciation.